Welcome back, everybody. This is Sarcasm Speaks. We are Jared and Bob. Here we are, game one of another two-game series, and what's going to be a string of doubleheaders. So, um, obviously, out of the gate, I think This is next Monday's episode.
Yep.
Um, so I'll try and not be too time tied, right? But we did just come off of the Masters, right? In our time. On today's date, like we're only 2 days removed from the finish of the Masters. I know this will be next week, but um, we got an interesting finish, right? For the first time in a while. Um, at one point, Rory had a four-shot lead, probably standing on 13T. And I think I texted you and was like, when's the last time we had an interesting finish to the Masters, right? Because I had basically just was like, yeah, whatever, he won, right? Like he's got a four-shot lead. There's, whatever, five holes left. Like he's got to like really try to blow it. Um, and up until that point, he was playing mostly well, right? Couple hiccups here and there, but like mostly well. Um, and I think we said what probably, and so I don't know. I don't really remember 2019 when Tiger won. I don't know if it was close. I mean, I think it was close up until 12, right? Because then Finau and Spieth both splashed on 12. Um,
Molinari dumped one in the water.
yeah,
Molinari was winning.
yeah,
Dumped it in the water. Finau dumped it in the water. And then I think Molinari found the water again on 15. And I
yeah,
think at that point, I would think it was basically over. But Tiger also, I think he birdied 16 as well, like almost at the same time.
yeah. Um, Brooks fell apart in that one too, right? Because were they the final pairing, Brooks and Tiger?
No, it was because so that was the weather. So they went off early. It was
Okay,
Tiger, Finau, and Molinari in one group.
okay, okay.
Now, Kepka finished second. I also do think he found water at some point.
Yeah, I feel like he did. Um, So yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was exciting just because Tiger won or like again, I don't really remember the finish, right? Like the last four or five holes. But then obviously, like we said, 2020, Dustin Johnson ran away with it. 21 was
Matsuyama.
Matsuyama. I don't remember that being particularly close.
Well, it wasn't because Matsuyama almost hit it in the water on 15. I think Schauffele made birdie or eagle and was like one or two back. And then he fucking put it in the water on 16.
Yeah,
How the fuck do you do that?
yeah,
So absolute bum move from him. And so that like that's what it's like kind of been in the last like few years.
yeah,
Like someone almost gives you the idea that they might take a run, and then they just kind of don't. Like 2018, Spieth was like fucking 8 under on the round, 9 under on the round or something, and then hit the tree on 18, bogey.
yeah.
Like that's what it's been. It's been a lot of like too little, too late.
Who won in
Recent.
18?
Patrick Reed.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because Sergio was 17, right? And
Yep.
I know Willett was 16, Spieth was 15. And then did Bubba go back to back in 13 and
No,
14?
he won 14 and 12.
Okay.
Adam Scott won the playoff in 13
Scott, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he beat Justin Rose, didn't he? No,
on
Rose
Angel
lost in
Cabrera.
17 to Sergio. So yeah, right. So then obviously 22, 23, 24 wasn't particularly close when it went Scotty, Rom, Scotty. Because when both of them won, they were just so much better than everyone else. Um, So yeah, I mean, I thought we were in for another one, right? Again, Rory stamped with a four-shot lead on 13T, and what does he do with the second shot? After he laid up, he hit a layup so he could just have a nice, easy chip shot into the 13 green, and he puts it right in Rae's Creek. And then he ended up making a seven on that hole, right? He had a double.
I think it was a
So
double.
then things got interesting, right? The way they ended up, obviously, we don't have to spend too much time on it. It's in the history books, but Rose and Rory went to a playoff, right? Um, which obviously hadn't happened since what, 2017, the last time Justin Rose
Yep.
lost in the Masters. So Justin Rose has been in the last two playoffs at Augusta and lost both of them. Um, kind of a tough role there, but he played really well. Again, Roy played mostly well. Um, he had a couple shitholes there, but I mean, he put it together at the end, right? That shot on the playoff hole, Justin Rose put it to like 10 feet, right? And I was like, yeah, I mean, that's a great shot. Doesn't really get much better than that. And then Rory hit his shot to like 3 feet. And I was like, okay, that's how you get better than that. So obviously he hits it. He makes the career Grand Slam finally. It took him a decade, after years and years of people, myself included, right, and you saying he's never going to do it. He doesn't have the fortitude. He pulled it off. So he tried to give it away, but he couldn't. And he came back and actually won it in the playoff. So um, I guess kudos to him. But cool story, right? And then, so really what I wanted to spin off of that, right? I didn't want to spend too much time on that. I have a different angle to take with it, is what everyone is talking about now moving forward, right? So, um, the US Open's at Quail Hollow, right? Rory has won there
PGA,
twice.
but yes,
Yeah, sorry, the PGA's at Quail Hollow. Um, he Rory's won there twice already in his career,
four times.
four times. Okay, well, Jesus Christ. Um, then the US Open is at Oakmont, right? Which is where he won in 13? No, he didn't he didn't win
Dustin
the
Johnson won in
oh,
2016,
okay. Um,
and Angel Cabrera won in '07.
okay. But I thought I saw someone say, does he have a good course history there at least, or does he fit the course? I don't
So
know.
okay,
I thought
okay,
I saw
yeah,
someone say like, oh yeah, whatever, Oakmont, take Rory, whatever, and then the Open, right? The British Open is in Northern Ireland. So everyone is saying like, oh, it's really turning out to be potentially a big year from Rory.
yeah. So this is I was talking to one guy in the morning, and he goes, I could see Rory going on a little bit of a run now, like winning like a few of these, like weights off his shoulders. I'm like, yeah, I agree. Like
I
I
agree.
agree
I
with
think he's
that.
going to win a couple more majors, right? Like I think this was the big thing, like you said, it was the monkey on his back. It was the million pounds on his shoulders, right? Whatever cliche you want to use.
Yeah.
He hadn't won a major in over a decade. He was always chasing the Masters and kept fucking puddling at Augusta, like just mental fucking puddle, couldn't figure it out. Now he finally did it, right? So I think he probably rips off a couple more majors. Especially he's only 35, right? So he's got another 10 years before he starts to like peter out, right? Like in golf now, guys are competitive up until 45. Like
I
Justin
mean,
Rose.
Justin Rose is 44.
Justin Rose is 44 years old and he was just in a playoff to win the Masters, right? Like I know everyone always brings up Phil, right? Right? Like Phil won the US Open or no, fuck. He won the PGA,
PGA.
right? He won the P.
Hmm.
I keep mixing them up. He won the PGA at 52, right? Tiger won in 2019 at, was he 44? He might have been 44 when he won.
I think so.
So, I mean, the top guys, especially, they can stay competitive up until right around 45, right? So, realistically, Rory has another decade left in him to play, to be one of the best in the game, right? So, yeah, I think he wins a few more majors when it's all said and
Yeah,
done.
so and this is the thing. Like I think he wins. I think now he gets to free up. Now I think no full disclosure, I don't like Rory. Like I just don't like him. I will acknowledge how good he is. but I just don't like the way he conducts himself.
Yeah, that's fair. I think a lot of people feel that way.
I also don't like the golf media's portrayal of him.
Hmm.
Now, golf media is to blame, but all media does this, right? Like LeBron takes a shit and they're like, "Oh my God, like wow, I can't believe that."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
can you believe how efficient that was? Like, so one thing that we've noticed over the years is that generally speaking, Rory doesn't handle pressure very well in major championships.
right.
So 2014, his Open Championship, he led by 6 going into the final round, won by 2. 2011, his US Open at Congressional, he set all types of records, won by 8. It was like historically wet and raining, and it was like the lowest scores they've ever seen. PGA in 2012 at the Ocean Course, same thing, wet, soft. So that was like his thing for a while was he's a front runner. He can only win by a million, and he eats up these um, wet, soft conditions, which makes sense because he hits it further than everybody. So, he can fly it and you get a
Right.
little bit more forgiveness off the turf. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And I believe his PGA at Valhalla in 2014 was also a rain week. Um, I'm trying to figure it out quickly if that was rain or not. Um, doesn't necessarily seem like yay or nay. I thought going into the week it was a wet week, but that could be fake news. Um, Regardless, Valhalla, we just played there, and what did everyone do? They bitched and moaned. Well, it's just long and straight. Just that's all it is, just long and straight. Well, that's what Quail Hollow is.
Right.
He's played well at Quail Hollow. He's won one at Valhalla. So this is what you're gonna hear. Or, I'm sorry, you won't hear this anymore because it's not the knock on him anymore because now he has the career Grand Slam and he does.
Right.
So the way I see Roars is that he will win, I don't know, 2 to 4 more in his career.
I think so.
I
I
mean,
think
if he
that's fair.
really gets hot, like it'd be crazy, but yeah, I mean, he could win like 6, but like I mean,
Yeah,
like
say he
dude, he would
pops off
he would
one more this year, right? Like
if he wins
everyone
another
that,
one this year, like yeah, I mean, he could go nuts, but like the other thing is because we've seen him have to I'll say crumble under pressure because he has. Like
yeah.
it's shown, and I don't know if it's still there or not. So work with me on some narratives, right?
Hmm.
Quail Hollow, he's won 4 times. No one's playing better than him right now. All he has to do is just hit it long and straight. That's what he does. That's the name of his game. That's how you play Quail Hollow, long and straight. That's how it works. Coming off the Masters win, where finally he did it, there is
Right.
going to be a literal and figurative hangover there. Like
Yeah.
he's going back to Northern Ireland.
Oh
Like
yeah. Yeah.
he's not in tournament mode.
Right.
So what? He's supposed to just like turn it back on? I don't know. Now he should do fine. Just fucking sleepwalk that place to a top 20. But
Right.
that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about winning majors.
Right.
Oakmont. Oakmont, in a sense, if they set it up the way that I think they, or the way I hope they will, um, yeah, it suits his game because it's narrow, it's difficult, it's challenging, and anytime that's the case, the guy who hits it the furthest usually ends up on top. That's um that's Kepka for the tough one he won at Shinnecock.
Yep.
That's
Bryson.
um Bryson at Wingfoot. 2021, that's John Rahm at Torrey Pines. But like the country club wasn't necessarily that. That's Matt Fitzpatrick. LA Country Club wasn't quite that. That's Wyndham Clark. Now Wyndham Clark does pound the ball and he has one at Quail Hollow, but I ain't giving Wyndham Clark fucking shit.
Yeah, no, he's completely fallen apart.
US Open last year, Pinehurst. Yeah, Pinehurst. Bryce and Rory. There they are.
Yeah.
And because putting is usually so fucking hard at the US Open that you don't need to be good at it. You just need to be good
Yeah.
at it that week.
Right. Right.
Um, and I've been watching a little bit of the final round from Oakmont, trying to get a feel for like for betting purposes for like what we're talking about. Um, dude, those greens were fucking lightning. Like
Yeah.
absolutely crazy. So, in my opinion, if you like Rory again, I like him at the US Open. I think he's not going to be ready to go at the PGA. Not to win, not to win.
Right.
He could. He definitely could, but I think the narratives are too strong that he's perfect fit. He could win all four. Like this is setting like people are talking about that. People are talking about him winning all four.
No, I know. And that was the that was what I was getting at.
It's nuts. It's like
Yeah. He's
you
not going to win
people
all four.
and that's like the LeBron James taking a shit thing. It's like, well, LeBron could. Oh my God, like, dude, he could win all four. Like, dude, no one's done it. No one has won all four in a season.
Yeah.
And like the last one was Bobby Jones, but Bobby Jones was playing in a different era
Yeah.
where the pros were peasants and looked down upon, and he was an am. And the majors were the U.S. Am, the U.S. Open, the British Am, the British Open.
Right.
Like that was 95 years ago. Like it's crazy. Like it's absolutely crazy to think of this. So I don't think he's gonna be ready to go. I don't think he's gonna be in like tournament golf mode after this. I think he needs some time to chill. I think he needs some time to rest, whatever. Now that should free him up again, but I don't know if that means win. And
Yeah.
also it's way too convenient for them to just say, "Oh yeah, no, he's always good at Quill Hollow. He'll win." It's like this might be a good time to bet Scotty Scheffler, honestly.
Yeah. I would say
Now
so.
they were both 5-1 on Monday, so I don't know. I also did take Ludwig because for all the reasons that Rory should win, should
Yeah.
Ludwig should compete. I told you about that. I also took Ludwig at Oakmont because again, Ludwig is a great iron player. He absolutely fucking pounds the ball, and
Yep.
I think that's what you. I mean, that's U.S. Open esto facto. And it's like if they make the Oakmont as hard as they can, it's going to be the guy who hits it the furthest and just so happens to putt the best that week. And then I actually don't like Rory in Northern Ireland. Now, Shane Lowry did it, but Shane Lowry's not actually technically Northern Irish. I don't know how strong that is, but Shane
No.
Lowry won on the Irish island or the
Yeah.
island of Ireland
Right.
in 2019. I don't think Roars is going to be able to do that with the whole fucking country behind him.
Yeah.
Again, it's a lot, and we have no idea what kind of form he'll be in by July and what kind of form the other guys will be in, namely Scheffler, Rom, Shoffley, guys
Yeah.
like that.
Typically with the British Open too, you get a lot more of like the goofy guy. I mean, that's the Brian Harmons, right? Like usually the British is more like target golf in a way, right? Like it's not
Well,
your long and straight because
it
it's links style.
it usually neutralizes distance.
Yeah.
It benefits dudes who make few mistakes, but you never know what you're going to get. Like we haven't even gotten to the summer. We don't know what the spring is like over there
Right.
because Rory won at Hoylake in 2014. In the big thing from 2006 when Tiger won there is that he hit one driver all week and then he just hit iron because the place was brown.
Right.
So that's the thing, like conditions matter. You never know what you're going to get. So if it's all browned out, then yeah, you don't like you have no clue who's going to win that.
Right.
Um, so I think like if you really like Rory to win another one, I think it's the U.S. Open. That would be my take on that.
Yeah, I think that's a good take. So, but yeah, that was also what I was getting at, right? Is people were gonna say, "Oh yeah, no, he could win all four." It's like, he's not gonna win all four.
Craziness. It's craziness.
He's not. It's not gonna happen.
He barely won that Masters. He won that Masters by hitting four of the most unbelievable shots I've ever seen in the major
Yeah.
and also simultaneously puking on himself.
Yeah, yeah. That shot on 15 was unbelievable. Like I
Seven,
said, the shot on the playoff hole was
so seven from
insane.
the trees,
Yep.
15 17, and then the playoff approach. Those
Yeah.
four approaches were four of the best approaches I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he did it in like 12 holes.
Yeah. After
He,
dunking one from like 107 yards in Rays Creek.
yes. And that's the thing. So then it's like that putt on seven, he missed he never he left the putt short on seven from above the pin. I didn't think that was possible to do. He missed the 5 footer on 18 in regulation. He put the 80 yarder in Rays Creek on 13 with a big lead. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the other piece. And again, he's playing good. I mean, I think he has 3 wins this year already. So the guy's playing good, but it's really hard to play good for an entire season.
Yeah. It's
Because
hard to
even
sustain.
like Scheffler's season, sometimes he doesn't get going till March. Sometimes
Yeah.
he doesn't win past the Masters. That was
That
two
was
straight years.
that was what, 2022? He won
It was
four
22 and
times.
23. He had 6 wins and none of them were later than the Masters.
Yeah. Yeah. Hard to do. Golf is tough. And you see it all the time. I mean, and then another thing, right? Like we talk about like Max Homa, right? Max Homa was uh did he finish second last year in the Masters or T2?
Um, he was up there.
I
I
think
don't think it was T2.
he was flirting with the top five last year at Augusta. And then right around like right after the US Open, I think, or maybe right around the US Open. Definitely because I think he missed the cut at the British Open. Um, he played like absolute dog shit, was like bad, right? And then this year, absolutely terrible. So he went from like pretty good at Augusta, like top five last year, to absolute dog shit, could not make a cut to save his life. To again, he's back at Augusta, and what did he finish? T7?
T12, so he's back next year. He
Yeah.
missed 4 cuts in a row and then finished T12 at Augusta National.
Yeah.
This is what I mean is like like winning these like that's when people are like, oh, he could win all four. It's like that's not up to him. That's not
Yeah.
up to him.
Golf is really fucking hard, right? Like we think it's hard, like we play it all the time. And, I know we've talked about, especially for someone like me, right? That's like a 14, 15 handicap. Like I can just as easily go out and shoot an 82 that I can 102, right? Like both of those scores are within the realm of possibility, right? And I could shoot an 82 on Tuesday and then shoot 102 on Saturday, right? Like it could be in the same week. Like golf is just hard. Like there's a lot of different variables. I know it's different for these guys because they play the same course 4 days in a row, and someone like me, it might be a different course on a Tuesday to Saturday, but still, like conditions affect it. Just the swing, whether you have it or not, the wind, the weather, right? Like everything matters. And it's not just hard for us, right? It's hard for the fucking professionals. That what everyone kept pointing to too was Nick Dunlap, right? Nick Dunlap went out on Thursday at Augusta and shot 18 over. He shot a 90. Professional golfer shot a 90 at Augusta. And then what did he do on Friday? 24 hours later, he shot a 71, one under. He went 90, 71, right? Like golf is just really fucking hard. And the pros are just so good that people forget, right? People forget. But you look at you look at guys with like, the make the cut streaks, right? And that's why people kind of like freak out about those so much. Because that's really fucking hard to do. Because you see guys like, oh, they haven't missed a cut in like 27 straight starts. Like, that's really fucking impressive, right? Like, that's almost more impressive than, you know, a guy that's like consistently, or no, I'm sorry, a guy that like finishes top 10 all the time or misses the cut, right? Like, would you rather always finish T10 or miss the cut, or would you rather just make the cut for 2 consecutive calendar years, right? Like, I think the harder feat is to not miss the cut for 2 calendar years. Like, that's really fucking difficult. So, yeah, it's just It's hard, man. I said the guys are so good that people don't realize how hard it actually is.
I think the piece too is people do need to pump the brakes.
Yeah, they certainly do need to pump the brakes.
You didn't win one for 10 full seasons.
Yeah,
Now he's gonna win four in
yeah,
one.
yep, yeah, totally.
We
Uh,
haven't even so we I don't think we've even seen someone win three in one season since Tiger in 2000.
no. The past 2 years, though, we've had two people win two, right? Shoffley won two last year, and Scotty won two the year prior. Is that right?
I don't think so.
I know Shoffley won two last year.
Shoffley won two last year. Scotty did not win two in 2023.
No, because that was John Rahm. Did he win two in 2022?
No,
No, because he didn't win again after the Masters. So Scotty hasn't done it. For some reason, I thought Scotty won two.
he has two green jackets.
Yeah.
That's it though.
Hmm. I don't know why I thought that someone else won two in the same year recently. Did
Yeah, I
John
mean
Rahm come
Spieth,
close in 2023? Didn't he almost win the British?
2023 British. That would have been Brian Harmon. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? No. Or did yeah, Brian Harmon won 20
Brian Harmon won in 23 because Shoffley
won
won in
last. Oh, Shoffley
24.
won last year.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I thought maybe someone got close. Or maybe Scotty just got close twice and I just assumed he did it.
Yeah, well, I
But
mean, he probably finished a combined fucking ninth
T8,
or
yeah, yeah,
nine
yeah.
if you added up all his finishes.
Yeah, he still finished top 10 if you cumulatively added the values of his finishes. So, uh yeah, so I got one more thing before we wrap up the first one here. Everyone seems to be kind of, I don't know, not up in arms, but like it's a popular thing to talk about right now that I guess internationally, um, airlines and airports are moving away from boarding passes. And they're going to facial recognition instead, right? So you're no longer going to have to present a boarding pass. Um, and for some reason, right, this article that I saw on Twitter got posted. It had more to do, I think, I forget whether it was the EU or the UN, but it has something to do with like international flights and again, moving to facial recognition and you don't have to carry a boarding pass anymore because it's automatically loaded with your face or whatever, right? And then obviously, because it's Twitter, you see fucking morons being from the US being like, oh yeah, how's that freedom in Europe going? Oh yeah, all this, like, oh, yeah, you're never gonna scan my face in America in an airport. And I was like, clear number one, you're retarded, because they can scan your face literally anywhere. If there's traffic cameras and you're walking on the street, they have facial recognition of your face being there. That's how that shit works. I know we've talked about it before. They have satellites that can measure your gait, right? Like they can identify you by the way you walk from a fucking satellite in space, right? So yeah, but tell me how you don't want your picture taken at the airport. Um, so that's the first part. The second part is you clearly don't travel because it's already here. TSA already does this in the
Someone
United
in
States.
someone in Atlanta refused. They refused the picture.
Of course they fucking did. Like,
You're wearing a mask too.
yeah. Oh, that's an interesting dichotomy though. Normally the mask people are the crazy lefties and they're the ones that are cool with government. That's like an old school hippie. That's like an old school lefty, right? They're wearing the mask because they think COVID's going to get them, but they're also anti-government. That's like a 1960s liberal.
I mean, that's like, I mean, again, that's a in the truest sense of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not a 2025 liberal. Um, so yeah, I mean, we have this, right? Like I fly, I know you fly pretty frequently now too, but like I fly all the time. This Logan has this. Like I haven't had to show a boarding pass in Logan in forever. You
No,
literally just,
you show it at the gate.
yeah, you just scan it. You scan it at the gate, right? Like when you're going through TSA, you stand in front of the camera, they take a picture of your face, and you give the guy your license. They scan your license, they take your picture, and you walk through security. Like so now some not all airports have them right now, which because I think Philadelphia didn't. That's why I hated flying through Philly because that airport is just fucking disgusting and it's a bunch of pores. Um, and they only ever had like two fucking TSA lines open. Philadelphia airport fucking blows. Um, but I have been in airports where they don't have that, right? I don't think San Diego does either. Because San Diego's a pretty small airport. I don't think they have the facial recognition, but LAX does. Um, Logan definitely does. Did Tampa? I don't remember. I think Tampa did. I think they did.
I want to say they did.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, we already have that shit here. Right. Again, like you just get people that are dumb. Right. They're like, oh yeah, all the internationals, they're gonna scan your picture, they're gonna do whatever. But again, I already gave you two lessons there. One, they already have your shit, right? Traffic cameras and satellites. And two, it's already here, right? So Europe is behind us, really.
Oh
These
no, they're
inter
ahead of us. So to get through in Rome, both plate. Mm, no, I would have only needed to do it leaving Venice and coming into Rome. You scan your passport, go through a little door, like almost like the subway like thing that opens
Yep.
up for you.
Yeah, the
And
turnstile.
then step two, you don't do anything. That's when they take your picture. Little door opens and then you walk through. You
Yeah.
didn't even speak to a human.
Yeah.
So they're ahead of, oh, don't worry, they're ahead of
Well, no, no,
us.
no. I mean from the standpoint of implementing it in every airport. Like we already have that
Oh,
here. So like they're now just saying like that's the whole thing. That was the whole story. That they're gonna like across the board move away from boarding passes and go to this facial recognition thing. But like
oh, I thought they were talking about at the gate.
we've already done that.
Oh, I thought, see, I thought
No, 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 no.
with,
This is at security.
oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no. I mean, if you're American and up in arms, it's like, just
Yeah.
stay where you are then. Stay in
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. Stay in Atlanta.
Atlanta has it. The person just
Yeah.
refused.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, stay there. Like, don't fly out of Atlanta. Like, if Atlanta has it and you don't want to do it, like, just don't fly out of Atlanta
What do you
or
mean
stay
don't
there.
fly?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because we also have the real ID stuff too that goes into effect like next
Soon.
week.
Yeah, soon.
So if you don't have a real ID and you want to get on a plane, you're going to need to also bring your passport.
Also willing to guess most people that don't have a real ID also don't have a passport.
Yeah, probably.
Just a profile.
Yeah.
Like Cunty Chris for one.
Yeah, I mean, the only difference with the real ID is one more form of or proof of identification, right? Like it used to be when you go to renew your license, you needed a birth certificate or a passport. Now you can just show both.
Uh,
It's
you
just like one added layer of
no, so you
ID
need it.
verification.
Yeah, splitting hairs, whatever. I just remember it was a massive pain in the ass to get the real ID because I
When I
needed
did it.
I needed um proof of citizenship, which can be a passport or a social security card, I believe.
Yeah, a birth certificate probably.
No, that was a separate category because then I needed proof, or maybe the passport pairs with um a birth certificate. You need like proof, it's like proof of birth, proof of citizenship. So you need proof of your social security, and then you needed proof of address of wherever you were.
Okay.
Um, and I remember my one hang up because Amy had to fucking stamp for me was I didn't have a bill or anything with my address. So we had to
Oh
do
yeah.
an affidavit of residence. And that was like, so the birth certificate was an issue because my mother had to get it. And then I needed to produce an affidavit of residence.
Yeah, okay. So
Hey,
that's why it was
but the illegals just hand them out.
yeah. I mean, they kind of do, but whatever.
No, they do. That's what I
They
mean. Like
do.
they just give
Yeah.
them away. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to run around like a fucking crazy. That's the shit that again, I've
Yeah.
said it a million times. I never understand the illegal thing. That shit pissed me off like pretty fucking significantly. I just remember like running around like a dickhead, drive to Medford, get the fucking long form birth certificate, come back. Um, my passport wasn't active at the time. That was my issue.
Oh yeah.
So my passport had expired.
Yeah,
I
because I was
didn't
gonna
have
say
a
I mine was
I
super
didn't have
fucking
that.
easy.
That's why. Because I was like, why didn't I just bring my passport? I remember bringing my social security card, my
Did you
long
do it
form
at the
birth certificate.
DMV or
I went
AAA?
to AAA,
Okay, because I
but the
did mine at
requirements are the
AAA. So
same. So that's what I mean is like there's three categories. You need to prove like citizenship, you need to prove social security, and you need to prove address for the real ID. And I didn't have two out of the three. So it's like, and that was the thing. My passport was expired at the time, so I couldn't use that.
right,
I
right.
didn't have a bill with my name in it. I had to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's annoying. So yeah, but God forbid you use fucking facial recognition at the airport.
Stupid.
Yeah. So with that, you want to wrap this up?
We can wrap this up. Um, in what seemed like being woefully unprepared. I have to play actually, so I guess I'm playing a tournament when this comes out. Rhode Island Country Club. I've never played.
Oh, nice.
Um, but Sharon just punched their greens. I didn't play at all last week. I don't think I could have, even if I wanted to. Or I'm sorry, even if I was here. Um, so yeah, now rolling into a tournament at a course I've never played before. So I guess fucking send it.
Why not, right?
Well, I really only have one option at this point. Obviously, it's practice as much as I can this week, and then
Yeah.
it seriously is what it is.
I mean, we've talked about it before though, too, right? I think maybe probably on the show we must have. We've been doing it for fucking 6 years. But about how like you just kind of look at the course ahead of time and try and map out your shots.
Yeah, I will try to get on Google Earth. I actually believe, or my understanding is, luckily, Rhode Island Country Club, I actually don't think I need to map a whole lot. Um, from what I've been told, I don't know who did it. I don't know if it's our boy Donnie Ross. Um, but as far as I've been told, which is the least reliable source of information, very friendly off the tee, beats the fuck out of you coming in. So,
Okay.
I may not have to like I will look ahead and I will determine if I need to map.
Yeah.
Um, but it might be just as simple as like, yeah, it's driver everywhere and just hit away from bunkers or something like that.
Yeah. Where is it?
Um,
What part of Rhode Island is it?
Barrington, perhaps Barrington.
I don't even know
Is
where that
Barrington on
is.
the water?
Sure. Yeah, I think so,
I
maybe.
don't know, dude. I don't know my fucking geography.
I don't either. People at work talk about fucking Rhode Island all the time. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's right over there by this place." Like, oh, they're like, "Oh, it's by Foster." I'm like, I don't know what that is. And it pisses them off because I mess around all the time and I go, "Oh, so is that like Central North Rhode Island or Central South?" Because I tell them all the time, like Rhode Island's such a small state, like it doesn't have real north, south, east, and west. Like you can stand on one border and touch the other border. So like what how far away can it be really, right? Or they'll be like, "Oh, do you know where this is?" And I'm like, "No, but what is it, 25 minutes from here?" Because where I work in Rhode Island is literally in the center of the state. So it's like 25 minutes to everywhere in Rhode Island.
You also tell them that, hey, grew up north of Boston, Rhode Island might as well not exist.
Yeah, exactly.
People would drive 4 hours into Maine and they wouldn't drive 90 minutes to Rhode Island.
That's true. Yeah, it is in Barrington. So that is on the other side of Warwick. Yeah, so it's not all the way down to Newport, but it's like on the way to Newport, sort of. It's actually closer to Fall River.
Sure. Sounds good.
Oh, dude, it's just past Riverside. That's uh that's basically Pawtucket or Providence. Like that's like south. That whole part of Rhode Island is so fucking weird. They just name shit different things. Like Riverside, I think is technically East Providence because we have a big office.
What was Rumford?
Rumford is Pawtucket. Rumford is the nice part of Pawtucket that people made up so that they can tell people they live in Rumford and not Pawtucket
Yeah. But
because
it's
everyone
funny because
knows Pawtucket is a shithole.
depending on who you ask, it's East Providence. Like this is like it's the
Yeah,
that's what's so funny about it.
yeah. Because we have an office and we call it East. It's the East Providence office, but the actual address is in Riverside, Rhode Island. But like, depending on who you talk to, everything's fucking East Providence. It's
Yeah, no,
like,
I
oh
keep
yeah,
hearing
it's
that.
East Providence. It's like, dude, how big is East Providence? Like, this is a tiny fucking state.
Everything east of Providence is East
That's
Providence.
basically it. Yeah. That's kind of how they do it. I don't know. It's a goofy state. All right. What is my final thought? Oh, so Amy and I have been watching Daredevil, um, Daredevil Reborn, technically, or Rebirth, whatever the hell it's called, on
Born
Disney.
again.
Born Again. Yeah, same shit. Whatever. You get the idea.
I am currently up to date. There's one more, right?
Yeah, the finale is tomorrow in our time, but when this comes out, it will have been last week. Um, Pretty good. Um, Different, right? But so I mean, since you're up to date and everyone else has probably already seen the close by now, if they have been watching it, because this is coming out a week later. Um, Interesting choice what they did with the characters, but I think I understand why. So like I kind of went like nerd on it after I watched the first episode like a few however many weeks ago when it first came out. Um, when they killed off Foggy and Karen was literally in it for like a couple minutes and then that was it. It was the first episode. So I was like, that's weird. Why would they bring these people back just to kill them in the first episode? So like again, I went and was a weirdo and I read a bunch of stuff about it. And it turns out the showrunner, right? Like the guy that wrote the show wanted to incorporate these characters into the show, but the heads of the studio said no. So the whole premise why the studio agreed to bring it back was so it was something different, which if you just like take a step back and think about it, it's pretty retarded because you brought back the same actor to play Daredevil. Like if you wanted to do like a real reboot, like why not just recast the whole fucking show, right? But whatever. So the executives, right, at Disney, Marvel, whatever, wanted it to be different. They didn't want it to be the Netflix version, right? Because Netflix Daredevil had 3 seasons, all very good too. Um, so I guess the guy that the showrunner or the show writer, whatever you want to call him, said he wouldn't do it unless he got to incorporate the original characters from the Netflix series. So they struck a deal, right? They compromised and they got to come back for the first episode and then they killed off Foggy and then Karen just quote unquote disappeared to San Francisco, right? To quite literally the other side of the country. Um, they also had Frank Castle in it for a cumulative 45 seconds, right? So like I guess I understand the Foggy and Karen thing because they are integral to the original story. And if you want to bring them back and then send them away or kill them off, I get it. But like, what's the point of bringing back Frank Castle for again for 45 seconds in like episode 3, right? And then like again, episode 9 is coming out this week. It's the finale, and we haven't seen him since the very end of episode 3, right? So like that seems like a waste. Um, But I mean, overall, it's pretty good. I like it. Um, it's entertaining. I think, fuck, what's the guy's name? Charlie Cox, the guy that plays Matt Murdock. I think he is an incredible actor. Um, he's great. He does a great job. And then obviously, like we talk about all the time with movies and entertainment and stuff, you need a good villain. And holy shit, dude, Vincent D'Onofrio, I think he doesn't get enough credit for just how you want to talk about range, right? Like everyone always talks about Tom Hanks, right? And his like acting range. Dude, Vincent D'Onofrio's acting range, like go look up his filmography. Right? Like some of the shit that he's done and he's been in is absolutely wild. He was the fucking he was the guy that gets possessed by the alien in Men in Black. Remember the guy like the farmer that like turns into a
Oh, yeah.
zombie? That was Vincent D'Onofrio the whole movie, right? So like obviously he's Kingpin. He was in fuck, he was in a cop movie. He played a cop something. I don't know. He again, he's one of my favorite actors of all time. I think he flies under the radar for how good he really is. Um but yeah, I mean I'm interested to see the finale, see what they do it. I did see something the other day that they already renewed season 2. So I mean, I guess it's been received well, and I guess we'll see what season 2 brings, but um, they're already going to start shooting it soon if they haven't started already. So, pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's at this rate, that's like all I can really assess something by.
Yeah, I would say it's probably not as good as the original Netflix series, but I mean, it's better than Iron Fist, which I know that's a really low bar, but
Yeah.
um, I think was it probably Daredevil season 1? I forget whether I liked 1 or 2 more.
Season two introduced the Punisher, but it also introduced Elektra, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, that was that weird, like, brought her back as like the zombie girl thing, like the
No, I
undead.
think she was regular. I think it was like the
Okay, so season
Defenders.
3,
I think the Defenders series brought her back,
that's right.
maybe.
That's right. So I think Daredevil season 2, Jessica Jones season 1, and Punisher season 1 were the my 3 favorite um, seasons from the Netflix series. Punisher season two was great too. I mean, I've said it before. I think the Punisher Netflix series was some of the best work that Netflix has ever done, right? Like I just think that was absolutely amazing, both season one and two. But I would put season two probably behind Jessica Jones season one and Daredevil season two. Again, whichever one of those I liked better. At this point I don't remember. It's been so long. But there was one of them that was like exponentially better, and I think it was season two. Um, so yeah, those would be my top. I mean, this I would put again, I'd put it above Iron Fist. I'd probably put it above Luke Cage and above the Defenders. So it's probably right on par with Daredevil season one. I think Daredevil season three was weird. I don't think I liked it that much. I think it was fine, but I think,
Yeah, at this rate, I actually don't remember.
yeah, I don't really remember. Jessica Jones season two
It was weird.
was weird.
It was
That was
weird. That
when
was like her mother.
Patsy became the superhero and she was like eating those like superhero pills or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
And the
yeah,
guy that was in it, actually, I think he was Agent Walker. Right? Wasn't that the same guy from Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
oh, I don't even know.
Like
Maybe.
the bizarro Captain America from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think he was the villain
I
in
remember
Jessica
John
Jones.
Walker. I was gonna say I just don't remember.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right, that's going to do it for us. So, thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, hit subscribe up above, hit the thumbs up down below. Subscribe if you're an audio only guy. Uh, get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Twitter is Sarcasm underscore speaks. Facebook is Sarcasm Speaks. Check out the show notes, support the sponsors, support us. And until next time, good night, everybody.